Good morning, pupils and parents. I'm Mr. Ren. Today, I'm going to share with all of you about the differences which will be taken place in Primary 2 as compared with Primary 1 Chinese learning. As a Chinese teacher, I don't really always speak English, so there might be some grammatical mistakes or pauses, unnecessary pauses during my sharing. So just bear with me, pay attention to the content. All right, I'll try my best to make myself understandable. For the structure of the learning for Chinese language in Primary 2 remains the same as what has happened in Primary 1, which is consist of listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And after all these four components, we will be having the topical practice as well, which is a small test paper, which consists of different type of questions. This is just a small test so that we can have a better understanding about our pupils' learning. So this is not to stress our pupils up. All right, so don't worry too much about the topical practice. So now let's first start with the first component, which is the listening practice. Listening comprehension practice. Okay, as you can see, this is one of the sample questions. It is very similar with the P1 listening comprehension paper, which is consists of two types of question. The first part is to listen to a paragraph and choose the correct picture. And the second part is to listen to a dialogue or passage and choose the correct answer. Most of the pupils and the parents is concerned about whether the pupils will be able to recognize the words in the question. Actually, we don't have to worry about this because as a listening comprehension practice, all the questions and the options will be read by the recording. So the voice recording will help you to read out all the questions and the options. As long as you can understand what they are saying, and based on what they say and choose the correct answer, then you will be able to get the marks. In Primary 2 Chinese lesson, we will teach the pupils how to take down the notes so that they can try their best to remember what is in the passage, the content of the passage, and then choose the correct answer. But other than that, the habit, like how you do your listening comprehension paper, is very important. We always encourage our pupils to read through the questions before the voice recording start to play. Because after you have already finished reading the questions, you will have a basic understanding about what the questions are trying to ask you. And with these questions in mind, it will be much easier for you to find the answers from the listening passage. So make it a habit to read through the questions first before the voice recording is played. So this is about the listening comprehension. The second component of our Chinese learning for Primary 2 is speaking, which is even more challenging. The paper is here. Where is it? Let me check. Okay, found it. Okay, this is the one of the example. You will be given a picture and you must be able to describe the picture. The whole picture description session is divided into two parts. One is to talk by yourself. Picture description, 看图说话. You must describe the picture by yourself in a planned structure, which will be taught to you in primary 2 level. And then the second part of the activity is to have a conversation with the teacher. The topic of the conversation can be related to the picture that you just described. For example, this picture is about people are having a great time at the beach. So the conversation topic might be, what do you like to do with your family during the weekends? So maybe you can tell the teacher that during the weekends, I enjoy myself with my family to go to the beach and have a picnic. Things like that. But for the conversation part, you must be able to talk more than just simply answering the question, because the question can be very simple. What do you like to do during the weekends with your family? If you just say, I like to stay at home, and that's it, then it is very hard for the teachers to give you more marks. So you must be able to speak more about the topic. For example, you can say, if you want to stay at home, who will be staying at home with you? 你和家人在周末的时候会到哪里去? You say stay at home. Where are you going to go? Stay at home. And 你们一家人会进行什么活动? What kind of activity are you going to do? So after you stay at home, what are you going to do with your family members? Maybe you can do a spring cleaning, house cleaning, or you can cook the dinner together, or you have some family games, or you watch TV together, or any kinds of activity. You must be able to extend your conversation, to keep the conversation going. And for the picture description, in primary 2, we are going to teach you about the structure, like I mentioned just now. The structure is consists of 5 parts. Who, where, and doing what is the first part. Second part, do you think they are doing the correct things? Second part. Third part, why? If you think they're doing the wrong thing, why you think that is wrong? Number 4, the feeling. When you see them doing that, how do you feel? The last part is, if you were there, what would you do? With this 5-component structure, you will be able to present a fluent and complete picture description. Not to worry too much, all right? So in primary 2, we will have more practice about this picture description. And another difference as compared with primary 1 is that in primary 1, the picture for the test might be different from the picture for the practice. But in primary 2, we will be using the same picture, which means that you might have different pictures for practice. Maybe let's say you will have 5 different pictures for the practice, and we are going to choose one from these 5 pictures to make it the test. So you will be tested about what you have already learned. So this is about the picture description. After this, we have listening, speaking, reading. Reading is very straightforward. Let me check. Okay, found it. This is the sample paper. You will be given a paragraph. Why I say it is very straightforward is because if you know how to read the words, then you know how to read. Hanyu pinyin will not be there. So if you do not know how to read, make a guess and just keep going. You will be examined. It's not examined. You'll be tested for 2 areas. One is the pronunciation. Are you able to pronounce the word correctly? Then it's about the tone, the speaking tone. Can you use the correct tone to do the reading? Some dramatic effect, or pitch of speaking. When you're asking a question, 发生了什么事, what is happening? You can have these kinds of raise of pitch. What is happening is not what is happening, right? So the tone of speech. This is about the reading. The last component of our Chinese lesson is about writing, which is the most challenging part of our learning next year. This is the writing exercise. You will be given a picture, and based on the picture, you must be able to write a paragraph. In primary 1, we only require the students to write 5 separated sentences, individual sentences. And these 5 sentences, it is okay for the sentences that they're not related to each other, like individual sentences is acceptable. But in primary 2, they must be able to write a paragraph which consists of at least 5 sentences, which means these sentences must be related to each other so that it can be a fluent and complete paragraph. For example, this one, you will be given some of the keywords, the helping words, and it will be even better if you can use all of this. 起得早 get up early. 公园 the park. 做运动 doing exercise. 跑步 jogging. 草地上 on the grass. 放风筝 fly a kite. 看书 do some reading. 高兴 happy. 那么 so that when you're doing your sentence writing, it is actually no longer sentence writing, it should be a paragraph writing. You may write something like, we all get up very early every Saturday. After get up, see, you have to add in this sentence, after getting up, we will go to the park together with my parents, or I will be going to the park together with my parents to do some exercise, 去做一些运动. If you say this is you, like my mother will always jog together with me. 跑步 jogging. My mother will do jogging with me. 爷爷 my grandfather, 草地上 on the grass. My grandfather will do some morning exercise on the grass. 放风筝. I can always see a boy flying a kite in the park. The kite is very beautiful. 看书. My sister likes to sit next to the tree and do some reading. They all look very happy. 高兴. So by doing this, you are actually writing a fluent and complete paragraph. So in primary 2, we will be teaching all the pupils about more sentence structures. By learning about different kinds of sentence structures, then they will be able to write a complete paragraph using different types of sentences. This is about the writing. So with this, I've already finished sharing with all of you about 4 skills that you have to continue developing in primary 2, the listening skills, speaking skills, reading skills, and writing skills. And with this, we will be having the topical practice at the end of each term. I will show you one of the sample paper, which looks like this. In primary 1, we only have 连字层词 to combine the different character into a word. 拼音选择 to choose the correct 汉语拼音. 辨字测验 to select the correct word. And we also have the simple comprehension. But in primary 2, there are 2 new type of question exercise. One is 短文填空, fill in the blank. into a passage. 完成句子 to complete a sentence by choosing the correct option. Let's have a look. The matching phrase, to match the words into a phrase. After matching, you are required to copy the word in the bracket, and all the words that is given to you are those words which is very easy to be written in the wrong way. For example, this one, you might write a word like this. Hold on. See? But this word, 今天, you might write like this. Then that's a mistake, right? So hopefully that you can always check your answer and make sure that there is no careless mistakes. Second part is to choose the correct Hanyu pinyin. If you still remember that in primary 1, you are only given one word and 2 options, which is quite easy. But in primary 2, you will be given a sentence with the word and 4 options, which can make the exercise even more challenging. After this, we are going to have this choosing the correct word exercise, which is exactly the same like primary 1. Then we will be having this fill in the blank in a passage that we are going to take out some of the words from the sentences, and you are supposed to find the correct word to fill into the sentence, to make the sentence complete and fluent. We will also be having this to complete a sentence. In one sentence, we are going to take half of it out, and you are supposed to choose the correct option to make the sentence complete again, complete and fluent. For comprehension, the passage can be longer now, and you will have this new type of question, the true or false question, so that you must understand what is in the passage and to decide whether this sentence is correct or wrong. The MCQs is very simple with 3 options, quite straightforward. It's a 谁在踢球, who, where, what type of question. And 以下哪一个句子是对的? Which of the sentences below is correct? True or false again. I want to emphasize the Q&A question, which is really becoming very, very challenging for all of our pupils. Instead of asking what kind of question, we are asking how in primary 2. 小狗怎么把大西瓜带回家? So instead of asking you, what did the puppy brought back home? Actually, the puppy brought back a watermelon home. We will be asking you, how did the puppy bring back the watermelon home? So you must be able to answer, try to find the answers from the passage, and answer the question in a complete and fluent sentences. And for question number 25, you can still find the answers from the passage. For question number 26, you are supposed to, actually you can still find the answers from the passage, but you are supposed to use your own words to answer the question. 你觉得小狗是怎么样的人? What kinds of dog do you think this puppy is? Is that a clever puppy or is that a lazy puppy? 从哪里可以看出? From where can you get the answer? I heard some of the parents and pupils told me that they've already bought some exercise book home so that they can prepare themselves during the December holiday. I think that's a very good practice. After knowing that, I asked them, how are you going to do all the exercise? Then the pupils may tell me that, oh, I will do the exercise, then my parents will help me to mark it. My suggestion will always be that after doing the exercise, you are supposed, the pupils themselves must mark their own work, check their own works with the standard answers, the answer keys by themselves. They have to check it by themselves so that they can put the correct answer or maybe copy the correct answer below their own answers and compare by themselves what is the difference between their answer and the standard answer so that they know how they can improve next time. By keep doing this, they will be able to improve the ability of doing comprehension questions. So basically, this is the end of my sharing. I hope after today's sharing that the pupils and the parents will have a better understanding about what the pupils are going to learn in primary 2, the listening, speaking, reading, and writing, as well as the topical practice paper. There will be no examination for primary 2 as well. So we do not want to stress our pupils up, but it doesn't mean that you can always be relaxing, right? Primary 1 and primary 2 are still very, very important because they work as a strong foundation for the further studies. If you realize that there are some of the content that you are still not very good at for primary 1, it would be great if you can use the December holiday to make it up, right? Do some revisions, arrange your time properly so that you can catch up with the rest of the class. At the end of the sharing, I would like to introduce to all of you about 3 learning ability, or maybe we can use the word competencies, capabilities, right? These 3 competencies are the ability to plan. Are you able to plan for your December holiday or your future studies, like your timetable for every day? When do you want to play? When do you want to relax? When do you want to study? When do you want to do your revision? You must have a daily plan, weekly plan, and even a monthly plan. The ability to plan is very important. Then after that is the ability to take actions, to implement your planning. Are you able to do as you planned? A very simple example. Sometimes I can be lazy as well as a teacher. Like yesterday I told myself I should get up at 8 o'clock tomorrow. But today actually I sleep all the way until 9:30. So I was not able to follow my plan, right? But I will be able to make it up, right? So are you able to follow your planning? That's very important. And then it's about review. The third competencies is about reflections, review, to make a review that after this whole week, you put the plan in front of you again, ask yourself, have you achieved your target of the week? Or even at the end of each day, you ask yourself, have I achieved the target of the day? Ask yourself this question. Which part have I done well and which part still need improvement so that you can improve it the next day or the next week? Plan, action, review. If you are able to do these 3 things, you will be able to improve your learning very, very effectively. So with this, I end my sharing for today. I hope that you, after watching this video, you will have a better understanding about what you are going to deal with in the next year's Chinese lesson. All the best, and I will see you next year. During the December holiday, if you have any questions during the revision or pre-studies about the primary 2 contents, feel free to WhatsApp me or message me. I will try my best to reply to your message as soon as possible. All right. I really hope that this video can be helpful. See you next year.